Hi, I am getting ready to go into the garden this morning. I thought it would be fun to take you on a little bit of tour of the garden and what has happened. Everything is in full growth and just a lot of fun to go to every morning. It's nice and early here in Northern California and it's not so hot yet. That's one of the things I want to talk about is how hot it is here and what you do about that. So let's go in. Okay, so some of you have seen my Instagram on my pickles and some of the stuff I'm doing. And this, I have to tell you, is my cucumber, my pickling cucumber bush. And this is one plant. And I have gotten over 17 jars of anything pickle just off of this one plant. So I thought at the very beginning, maybe I should put 2 plants in here, and I'm really glad I didn't because it's just too much for me to handle. If I had a family and stuff, it'd be great. So I'm gonna have to start giving them away. And as you can see, there's a lot of blossoms still on this. And what I have done is I have, to open up the blossoms to allow the pollinators to come in, I've clipped off some of these leaves. You can see that something's eating that, but it's not eating the cucumber, so we're all good. So it just kind of opens everything up so the pollinators can come in and pollinate. And you've got a little guy growing right here. You can see him growing. And it's really funny because I'll come out one day and there looks like there's nothing there, and all of a sudden there's this huge cucumber. And it's really fun. I have another cucumber plant over in the other part of the garden that is just for eating. So you can see these are just now coming out. Come on, Willow, get down. These are just now coming out, these little beans. You can see the little baby ones. We had some last night for dinner. I actually have planted some more. And this is the thing, right now it's so hot that you can see that my watering system is these little tubes here. But because it's so hot, I added some more stuff to it to kind of water this in here. As you can see, it's kind of dry. So, what I did is I got these, and I planted these in the spring, but now I planted some more because they're good to plant in July. And last year when I had my garden, I didn't get it in till July, and I was impressed at all the things that grew so well in July. So that'll be another one. You can see I've got some cabbage here. I love watching the cabbage grow. It's such a beautiful plant. And see, there's something eating it. So what I'm going to do, and I'll probably talk about that on another video, is what to use on it to get rid of it. And I'm going to be using some neem oil. So, but that's another YouTube for some other time. So here's some lettuce that's actually gone to seed. And because it's so hot, most likely this is really, really bitter. So in actuality, I should just pull it, or I can keep the seeds. Let it go to seed and then dry the seeds and plant them next year, which would be great. Radishes, the radishes. I'm not a fan of radishes. I'll pull one out for you so you can see. They're just kind of going crazy. See that one is split. So I picked some the other day and gave it to somebody. I don't really know what to do with it. Sometimes I put it in salad, but I planted obviously way too much for just my husband and myself. So my kids get some of the fruit of this vegetable garden too as well. There's another one. Look at that poor little thing. Yes, Willow. I have 2 cats and they love attention, so they're entering our YouTube today. Here's some beans. These are pretty much done. I'm just kind of letting them go. I'll probably let these seeds dry out and plant them for next season. And that'll be fun to see those come up. So come down here. This is kind of fun. See these vines everywhere? There's one here and one plant there. And these, I might have shown you on another YouTube, but these were from the compost pile. And what I did is when I replanted things, I took from my compost pile and I put mixed soil in with the compost. And then those 2 vines came up randomly. And those are butternut squash, and they came from last year's planting. And so now they're just going crazy. You can see this. And I like to just let things grow wild. I think it's really awesome just to let it do its thing. Same thing here. There was a time where I cut back some of the leaves so these big things could get pollinated. Aren't those? Look at that flower. The fun thing about this is a male flower, and you could actually pick this flower, stuff it with cheese, and roast it or broil it in the oven, and they're really, really tasty. You just pop that off, take these little stems off, and then stuff it with whatever you want it, put it in the broiler, and they're delicious. Even my husband liked them, which he's the true critic. So, hey, let's keep going. This is my peppers, and they're doing really well. Most of these peppers are hot peppers because my husband likes it hot. You can see these have turned red already. That means they're really going to be nice and hot. This is my hottest pepper so far. So far I haven't gotten anything, but what I've learned about peppers is peppers are really slow growing. As you can see, they're coming along, but they're kind of the slower type. Now these are related to the habanero. They actually, forget what the name of they're called, but they're a little hot. My husband says, yeah, they're not hot, but you know, they are to me. So you've got some more, but look at this. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for my tomatoes. Now I'll be able to pick, in fact, I'll pick that right there. I've been waiting to pick a tomato. Look at that beautiful thing. Just beautiful. I'll pick that and maybe have that for lunch. Cut it in 4s and stuff it with tuna. Yummy. Good stuff. I don't think, this one might be okay to pick too, to share with somebody. So anyway, here's my tomatoes. Here's some little guys. Not little guys, but, and then this one I have been watching and babying. This plant up here, this is my purple tomato, which I'm so excited to cut open, but it's not ready yet. I've got another one growing up there. As you can see, I've taken some of the leaves off, and they say to take all the leaves off or the little branches off that are touching the ground, so I need to get back out here and do some of that. But look at this right here. A while back, I picked off a, in between here, sometimes things will grow out. Well, it was about that long, so I picked it off and just stuck it in the ground, and this is it growing now. So I don't know if I'll get tomatoes this season, but it's kind of fun to watch. There's some blooms on it. I want to show you this one tomato that's really kind of fun. Look at this thing. Look at that right there. Look at that. Isn't that crazy tomato? I was watching somebody else's YouTube, and they had tomatoes like that too. No exclamation. Why? Oh, look at our little frogs. Did you see that little frog? Mm-hmm. Here's another little one turning. I have lots of frogs that hatch out in this season, and when they're in the yard, I'll catch them and throw them in the garden because they have really helped keep away the snails and bugs and help the garden a lot. I don't have a lot of problems with bugs, although I pulled up my fava beans the other day because they're done, and I noticed there were a lot of gnats, so I'm going to take care of those little pesky things. These are all beets, wonderful beets, still growing. I'll be planting some more at the end of July so they can rotate. You can see, look at these butternut babies. They're just beautiful. You see, got some little, so I'll just let them grow, and like I said, that's just from the compost pile. There's some bees, wonderful, and some more cabbage, different kinds. Let's go over here. These are raspberries gone wild, and I'll just let these grow, and then I'm going to cut these all down in the fall or when it starts getting a little bit cooler. I did get some raspberries, but not a whole lot because they're brand new plants. So hopefully next year I'll get a whole lot more. These are my blueberries, and look at these cosmos. Cosmos are kind of a little hurt just because it's so hot. It's in the hundreds right now here. So what I'm having to do is, you can see over there, with the camera over there, you can see that I'm having to do a little bit extra watering And I know some people say don't water from overhead, but I did this last year and all the plants did fine. So that's on for 8 minutes twice a day, and especially for my strawberries. Strawberries need a lot of water, and they weren't getting enough water, so they're not sweet enough. So I've been doing this with water plus the drip system, and they seem to be doing really well now, and they're nice and sweet. So let's head this way. We'll try not to get wet. This is all the potatoes. I've already pulled up a couple of plants so far. And as you can see, I actually need to cut some of this off. But this is all getting ready to harvest in August. And potato planting is so much fun because you don't know what you're getting until you dig it all up. And so I dug up right here, and I've probably gotten about 15 potatoes so far off of 2 plants. And it's just a lot of fun to see them grow. I think this is a disease that I need to cut these back. Sometimes they say it gets so bad that you just cut it all the way off, but the potatoes still grow. So August will be taking these all out and harvesting them. And then what I'm gonna be doing is probably putting my greens in here for the fall. And the chard and all those kale and all those fun greens. So here's the squash bed, the one that I purposely planted. So these are getting more water too. They need a little bit more water, but look at this little baby right here, this little acorn. Isn't she cute? You got another one growing up there. And a squash, the same way you work it is you cut back the big leaves. Here's some little tiny crookneck yellow squash. It's kind of slow going because I don't think it's getting enough water, so that's why it's getting the sprinkler as well. Getting wet. More blueberries. Now, if you remember, I did a YouTube a while back on this bed as being an experimental bed of tomatoes and to see how it would go. And I put some more peppers. As you can see, the pepper, this is a cayenne thin. This is a hot baby right here. This one's a little bit more mild. This is a pepper for, you can stuff it with cheese and broil it. It's milder. But these are my 2, I think these are Romas. Yeah, these are Romas. So far, that's all I've gotten. And then here's another type of Roma up here. I've got a few, but you know, it's not great. It still may take off pretty soon, but you know, like I said, it was my experiment. Parsley, kind of getting through the sun. And then over there, you can see the cilantro. It's gone to seed, but I'm still keeping it. And I'll cut that seed back and still use it. It's still okay. Onions are doing great. Oh, the onions are doing great. They're growing well, and I'm just gonna let these grow. These will grow all winter. I'm just gonna let them grow all winter because in the spring, these things took off and they got really nice and big. So I'm just gonna let them go. I've picked one for cooking, but I really don't like to cook them when they're small. So I'm... So, and this is the grapes. Of course, the grapes are brand new, so they're not going to produce anything this year. But next year, I'm going to cut them back in the fall, and the next year, they're going to be, hopefully I'll get some. You can see the basil is just taken off, and the bees love the basil. And all these fun things. So more basil. So, I want to take you to the strawberries, but we're kind of in a... Every morning I come out and pick a bowl full of strawberries. That's what it is. And it's beautiful. So let's see if we can get some here. Oh, I've got more squash to show you too. Fun stuff. So we'll let that go for a minute. But I wanted to show you this squash plant. This is the summer squash that I planted. You can see these right here. And these get huge. I picked one the other day that was so big and it just showed up. You've got another one growing in here. And then again, already I have to cut back more leaves. You can see that it's already growing. It just grows so well. And then over here, you can tell this is a cucumber plant by the size of the blossoms. Those have really large blossoms for squash. These are cucumbers. This is another cucumber plant. This one right here, and this one right here. And there are more back in there too as well. But this right here is what I want to show you. This is what I've been looking forward to the whole season. You know, you have your favorite things in the garden. This is okra. This is a regular okra, and this is red okra. And so far I don't have any, well, I do have a couple little things of okra red, but look at this right here. Look at that beauty. Now, okra only grows like a couple at a time on a plant, so you have to pick them right away. So I'll probably pick this one, and I'll pick this one tonight and have it for dinner. But you can see there are more coming up. So they'll be ready pretty soon here. There's another, look at that red one. Can you see that red one? Look at that little baby. And this is squash. It seems it's gone to seed for sure, so. Yes, hello bees. You know I have a beehive, so the bees have found the garden, and it's a beautiful thing. This is, look at this. Look at these flowers. Somebody gave us a packet of wildflowers that I just threw in there. And look at, they're just beautiful, and the bees love them. Let's go around this way. This is my herb spice. You can see this is dill. And when I did my pickles, I just came out and picked some of this. This is chia seed. And some of you have probably seen the chia seed when it was really tiny, but this is huge. And what happens is the ball comes on top, and when it's ready, you pick the ball off and you tap it, and all the chia seeds come out. So it'll be fun to grow. And I've got stevia in there. I've got chamomile that I need to get harvested to make chamomile tea. Come around here and I'll show you. This is all chamomile. I want to plant, actually I planted some more over there, but this is ready to harvest. I probably should have harvested sooner. Chives, the chives are just fantastic. This is stevia, and I always pick one and eat it because I love stevia. So sweet. Okay, let's go over here because this is another thing I really wanted to show you. This is my babies. People have said watermelon plants are really hard to grow, so I really wanted to see if I could do it. And look at this. Isn't that pretty? And I've got one in here, and I've got one in here, and I've got one back over there. I keep looking for more, but if this is all I get, I will be happy, happy, happy. So it's done really well. Really well. So I figure it's really good soil, really good filtered water that I feed my garden, and lots of sunshine. They love sunshine. So they're doing really well. These are artichokes, mixing in with the watermelon plants, trying to separate them. These are all artichoke plants. So another chia, some more artichokes, and they won't come up till later, but they're fun. And they get really big too, so I wanted to give them lots of space. So that's basically the garden tour. I just wanted you to see that from at the very beginning, there was just hardly anything. Oh, we can go one more time over to the strawberries. Now that the sprinkler is off. Hello, baby kitties. Look at those baby kitties in there. This is their gym room. They come in here in the morning with me, and I try to keep them out of the beds, but they just love to play in the beds, run around. So here are the strawberries. We had gone away for a few days, so some of the strawberries got old and withered on the vine, but you can see that. And some of them are a little small right now, but we still get some big ones. Oh, hello bees. Yes, the bees are pollinating this morning. So see, that's a beautiful one right there. And I have to share the garden with my bees. So far, so good, I haven't gotten stung. There's some more good ones. We just have done so well. A while back, oh, there's a good one. I've got to pick that one today. A while back, I came in here and I cut a lot of the leaves down so it would grow. But you notice that all of it, it's finding the sun. These find the sun and come up. And these will grow all season as long as it stays warm enough. We'll get strawberries for a while. So, and you have to kind of hunt for them. Let me show you one more thing before we end the YouTube. Ah, look at that beauty. That's good. Like I said, I pick a bowl, but I eat a few on the way. So let me show you my compost pile. One thing about a compost pile is you have to keep the soil wet because you've got worms in it. You don't want the worms to die. So basically when I pull things from the garden that's done, I just throw them in here. And I've got eggshells in here, I've got soil, I've got wood chips, I have grass, whatever you want. And then I just take my pitchfork and just dig it around, mix it in, and it'll turn into this beautiful organic compost that you can put back into your garden. So this is the garden. I come out here almost every single day, especially in the morning when it's so hot right now. And I absolutely love it. It's my therapy. All you gardeners, you know how I feel right now about my garden because you feel the same way. So have a blessed day.